Would you please keep it down? Thoughts already too loud. Back to back memories, passion, pain, and pleasantries. Flashback, you got me on my back. Take into it, needed that. Roll it up, kick back, babe. I just need some time to release, decrease, stress, unwind. This life of mine so fast paced. At the same time I feel docile. Anxiety eats my brain, and sometimes I don't feel safe. Lost we're standing in the same place. But anyway, it's late and I'm spaced. My mind's racing, you it's chasing amongst a million other things. Brains are paved the way, but thoughts come crashing in. Brains a battlefield, who is left standing? Mental store. Save up all the day. A routine malaise. Just like yesterday, I told you I would stay. Hey, I have always been so accident prone, losing my keys, my jobs, and my phones. Misplace my mind, always find it though. Maybe it finds me, who knows? Maybe it finds me, who knows? I'm so high, you're talking so loud. Would you please keep it down? Thoughts already too loud. Back to back memories, passion, pain, and pleasantries. Flashback, you got me on my back. Take it until it needed that. Roll it up, kick back, babe. I just need some time to release, decrease, stress, unwind. This life of mine so fast paced. At the same time I feel docile. Anxiety eats my brain, and sometimes I don't feel safe. Lost we're standing in the same place.
You're a problem. You've got a hatred Welcome to Monday night's Tilton Talk show, sponsored by Elite Maintenance of Stone in Staffordshire. Well, Harry and the team responded to a near full house at St Andrews and gained 3 vital points towards safety. With just one game to go, both Blackburn and Forest need to win on Saturday to have any chance of survival, and all Blues need to do is just win one more game. Then we don't have to care about what anybody else does. Has the Harry factor drawn the crowds back, or was it the tenner entrance fee? Whatever it was, and with it being such an important game, it was vital for the morale of the players, staff and fans to get those 3 points. Some controversy though as Huddersfield make 10 changes to their promotion chasing squad. After sending off Shea Adams, in my opinion, that was a debacle, so let's hope the FA act as quickly as they did with Robbo's incident the week previous. Player awards all done, and now it's all about midday on Sunday to find out our destiny. The good thing is that it is in our hands, and all we have to do is win one more game. Never easy being a Blue Nose, is it? Well, onwards we go with the show. As always, strap yourselves in and get ready for the ride. Open the show with any sad news that we've got, and a real sad one this week. Just after Blues scored their first goal, Mark Gaines suffered a stroke in the stands of the Tilton and tragically lost his life at 9:45. Mark, big Blue supporter, and was apparently looking forward to his new number plate for his birthday. He was a true Blue, and he leaves behind his wife Hayley and a 7-year-old daughter. There is a Just Giving page up, so let's try and raise anything we possibly can to help that tragic situation. Just 35 years old.
Absolutely. Very, very sad.
Very much so. Overshadows the win, doesn't it, completely?
Yeah, I think, like you say, it's when something like that happens, your focus is solely on that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, very sad for his family. And like you said, no age whatsoever, so...
No. Right. It's kind of
sentiments.
Hard to...
Yeah, well, just looking through the Facebook comments already, everybody's sharing their commiserations and sending their thoughts to the family. And
well, I'm sure, as always, everybody here connected with the Tilton Talk show, and everybody connected with Birmingham City Football Club, send their absolute condolences. And
yeah, I think they were talking about applause in the 35th minute at Bristol City. I think they're just going to try and get sorted. So,
but don't forget, guys, there is a Just Giving page up. So whatever you could possibly afford to, to help them.
I think there's a couple. I think there's one up for East for the brick, and I think there's one up to where the money's going to go to his family to help pay for
a brick. Brick would be nice outside the ground, wouldn't it?
Yeah, come on, people. Yep.
Mark Gaines. Right, on with the show, my friend. Cracking win on Saturday. I know that puts it all into perspective, but we are here obviously to talk it up, and that was just what was needed.
Oh, you're not kidding. First of all, I mean, that's the loudest. It felt louder than the Villa game, the Derby game that did on Saturday. That first keeper on as the players were walking out was spine tingling.
We do that all the time.
But you know, the tamper was playing. You could hear the tamper in the background. They didn't cut it completely. They just toned it down. You know, but
was it the slow version?
What of?
Keep right.
No. The fans just went for it.
Right. Okay.
As soon as the players started coming out, they just started singing.
Well, absolutely. We should play that when the players come out. Drop the pass. It's old. It's done. It's good.
I don't know, because it gets you going. It gets you going as the players are coming out. But as soon as the fans don't need music or no music. Do you know what I mean? They'll just give it their all, and like I say, with it being a full house and the whole event, the whole day, the atmosphere, what was riding on that game, it was incredible, that first rendition of Keep Right On. And so and you're thinking, maybe this is this the day? Everything's sort of gone for us in the week, and then within 15 minutes we've missed a penalty and we're down to 10 men. And
only Blues.
and I'm standing at the top, in the top corner. I'm thinking, honestly, how on earth within 15 minutes, how on earth have we got into this position? And I'm thinking, just don't lose then. Don't lose. You're playing a side, we'll talk about it in a minute. I know they've made 10 changes, but they're in the playoff positions and they're no mugs. Even the players who are playing,
Robert Doyle says it was louder. We were playing a proper team.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Good man. Yeah. But no, look, and so I'm thinking, just don't lose to this. Huddersfield are a good side. They play good football, and you're down to 10 men in a game that means everything. But thankfully, we did what we had to do, and similar to the Wolves game, really, we dug in and we were tough to beat, and we made sure that we weren't gonna roll over this time, and we were fantastic.
You said a little while ago that things went your way in the week. Are you talking about Robbo's man?
No, do you know everything? Everything what we said on the last show. Newcastle won on the Monday night, so Huddersfield couldn't get automatic. Huddersfield then won at Wolves, so they were guaranteed playoffs, and they couldn't get automatic. So you knew they were going to drop players, and then they were across the expressway grassed Robinson up, which I don't know what they thought they were gaining from it, because it did nothing but strengthen us. I'm not being funny. Having Morrison back, I don't know whether he'd have played Morrison instead of Robinson had it come down to it on Saturday. If Robinson would have been available,
probably
would he have risked Morrison?
Probably not.
You don't know, but the fact Robinson wasn't available, so he said to Morrison, "Are you fit?" And Morrison said, "Yeah." And my goodness,
I don't think Morrison was going to turn that down.
What a colossus that man is. The one thing, I'm never going to defend the Italian manager for his time at Blues, but the one thing you could say is that he never had the option of playing Morrison. But he marshalled that defence, and it was rocky. It could have been a really, really rocky period after the sending off and the missed penalty. That they had quite a lot of the ball in the first 20-25 minutes, and you don't want to panic, and thankfully the fans didn't panic, and they stuck with them, and there was no real grumblings, as such. Where if we lost the ball, there was the odd one or two, but it wasn't the whole stadium, getting on the team's back, and from that moment on, from the first goal, it was the perfect day. Man.
All I had access to was Twitter, so I was getting the live feeds from the Blues account. And when it came through as penalty, joy. Do
you know?
And then when it came through as missed, you go back down again, and then
he looks so nervous taking that.
Adam's getting sent off.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a minute? Because I've seen that one 2 or 3 times on the 5 football
on 5. Yeah,
we get loads of airtime on. And next year, if they are still broadcasting, can they please change that claret and blue table in front of them? It looks disgusting. It's vile. It's horrible. That's why I don't want to watch the programme because of that. But but the sending off, both his feet were on the floor.
Yeah,
I think he actually hit the ball before he took the man.
And possibly.
And I think the referee was perhaps in a bad spot. And took him off the game.
Yeah, I think the Huddersfield defenders didn't help as well. I think he's left the ground. I think Adams has left the ground, but like you say, when he makes contact with that, but both of his feet have been on the ground for quite a while, and it's a sliding motion. It's a sliding motion. So as he's gone in, he's hit the ground, and then he's he's sliding to connect with the ball. Like you say, I think he does get a piece of the ball. You know, if it's a horror tackle, it doesn't matter if he's won the ball or not. But it wasn't a horror tackle. It was. You know, I think he judged it well. To be fair, Adams. But all the referees have probably seen is he's left the ground. You know, and then 4 Huddersfield defenders, arms up in the air, chasing straight after the ref, telling him that he's left the ground. And that influences the rest decision.
A rule also to stop players from doing that, you know, going around the referee.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I do think though, if it is a horror tackle, then your natural reaction is to scream about, you know. If you see one of your teammates on the end of a really bad tackle, then you're going to be feeling aggrieved about it. It can absolutely. And like I said, if it was a horror tackle, then I've absolutely no issue with the Huddersfield players being angered about it, but it wasn't for me.
Paul Gill says Adams sending off is similar to the Vardy one early in the season. He also won the ball, but the FA won't rescind that as they've set a precedent.
Yeah, I don't like the won the ball phrase, you know, because you can win the ball and still go in over the top, still go in excessively, still go in an aggressive manner, and that is worthy of a red card if you do that. So the won the ball is a sort of side effect, but I see what you mean.
Ray says the ref was shocking all game. What was that at half time with the groundsman? And also Dick says the ref had some kind of complex. What was the point in getting the groundsman out with his fork before the second half started?
I'm not sure what that was about either.
I wasn't there, so I can't comment. So Stephen Harley, ref was shocking. All that said,
we've got two pens though.
2 penalties and scored 2 goals.
The second one, I've seen it a couple of times, and you know, you don't get a lot of it. Not being in the Premier League, you don't get the whole zoomed in slow mo effect of penalties. So he probably has clipped him, but I think there's a possibility
we said last week we'd take
Magoma could have gone over, you know, pretty easily. But at the end of the day, you win some, you lose some with referees, and we've had some bad decisions. You know, in the same game, we've probably lost Adams undeservedly.
Wasn't said it was a puddle in the middle of the pitch, not going down.
Sprinklers,
down. So that's fair enough. If that happened,
Dave Moore confirmed it. Yeah, patch of surface water. Yeah.
Going back to the Shea Adams one.
Yeah.
Pete Taylor says, was it classed as intent? The Adams tackle, do you think?
I honestly think the referees saw Adams leave the ground, so he has thought, okay, that's a nasty one, you know. And the Huddersfield players all jumping up in unison, if you like. It did seem that they were pretty aggrieved with it, you know, hands up in the air and that. But it was, you know, you can see the referee isn't on the angle of the camera, you know, so he has got a different angle. We can't see the referee's angle. We don't know what he's seen on the pitch at that level, so it's. I don't really like having to go at the referees for the sake of it, but you know, the fact that he landed on the ground quite a long time before he actually made contact,
slide, wasn't it? It was a good yard and a half.
Yeah, so I think it was harsh, the red card. Yeah, definitely. I think Redknapp said it's not even a foul. You know, so to give a red is a bit harsh, but
Andrew Kay says the ref was the ref of the puddle.
Yes.
The puddle, the ref was wetting himself when he told Villa were a bigger club than Blues.
Yeah.
Not saying anything of Bristol City. Thoughts, Mark Winters. They've got themselves out of trouble, Mark, and they've done that by grit and hard work and determination, which is what we share.
They could have sacked their manager a couple of times after some big heavy defeats, but they've stuck with him, and they've got Tammy Abraham up front, who's on loan from Chelsea, who's got over 20 goals this season. So they've got a serious goal threat up front, and you know, that's something we've got to be worried about. But they want to go out with a bang. At the end of the season, they beat Brighton, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yeah.
You know, away from home, which is a really impressive result. So they'll want to finish well. But like I said with the Huddersfield game last week, when it comes to the crux of it, if there's 20 minutes left and there's a 50-50 to be won, who's going to be more up for it, us or them? You know, it's going to be us, because they don't have anything to play for at the end of the day. But
we shouldn't be here, but it's a very interesting end to the season. You know, it's all come back down to the last game again.
Do you know what? I'd have finished 13th about 2 months ago and not have anything to play for. But
But then we wouldn't have anything to talk about really, either.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, listen, I don't think it will be needed. I think Blackburn's chance was us not to win on Saturday, because I cannot see them winning at Brentford.
But what about Forest
on Saturday?
Back in there again,
Yeah, but they've got a nice little. I think that's a nice game. Ipswich at home. You need to win one game. You want it to be at home, and you want it to be against a pretty poor team that haven't got anything to play for. And Ipswich at home,
16th on 55.
Yeah, Ipswich at home is pretty much your perfect game, where if you need to win it, that's the one you want, really. So I think they will win. I think Forest will beat Ipswich, but I just can't see Blackburn winning at Brentford.
Yeah.
What's the situation with Cottrell and Bristol?
Well, he's back. He's back with us, but I don't think he'll play.
No. Brentford have got nothing to play for. They're on 64 and 10th.
But they are good. They are a decent side. They play really good football. They're on a really good run at the moment. I think they went to Fulham and got a point on Saturday, which is a really tough place to go as well. I think they will. I think they're a side that they like to attack and they like to boss teams, and whether they're safe or not, whether they've got nothing to play for or not, I don't think that changes, and I think they'll beat Blackburn.
What makes you think it kind of changes with the Ipswich scenario then?
I don't think Ipswich. Forest are at home and Blackburn are away. So Blackburn have got to go to Brentford, which is that's not tough. First game, last game, middle of the season. Forest are at home, like you say, full house at Forest, similar to us on Saturday. Really, they'll have a full house back in their team, and I just don't think Ipswich are very good. And I think if you wanted to play one team on the last day of the season, where you knew if you won, you stayed up, I think Ipswich at home is a pretty nice fixture. Whereas I think Brentford away, where Brentford could be top and champions, or 12th, wherever they are, 10th, wherever they are at the moment. I don't think their philosophy changes. I think they go out to attack and they go to try and beat teams.
Interesting end day. Of course, kickoffs are all midday on Sunday, 12 o'clock on Sunday. That's across the board, so that there's no, straggler matches, etc. etc. Let's just hope there's not a lot of extra time at the end of any.
No. Unless we're losing, then I need a few there.
What do you think then our chances against Bristol City are going to be?
I think it'll be a tough game. I think, like you said, Bristol City, that beat Brighton at the weekend, and I think they've won. That they are on a bit of a decent run at the end of the season, and like I say, they've got goal scorers. They've got, they have got goals in that team. I also think they're susceptible at the back. But obviously, we're not exactly free scoring ourselves. So, if we were as organised as we were on Saturday, then I think we've got a chance. And
the style of play, of course, was once again different to what we've been seeing over the last 3 months, wasn't it? Completely different.
Well, it's different to when Zola first come in. I mean, his last 6 or 7 games, he did try and make us a little bit more solid. He just couldn't do it. He that's not the way he works. He doesn't know how to do that, whereas Redknapp does. And like you say, what a massive difference having Morrison back. And you have Morrison and Shotton as your centre halves, and
solid,
you almost feel like a team 10 times the team that you were before.
Dennis has asked you a question. Mr. Fun, if we stay up, what is the opinion of the season going from the start to just obviously edging off the playoffs? Edging off the
it's a shocking season. It's terrible. We should never ever have got ourselves into this situation. The fan, I don't blame the fans one bit. I don't particularly blame the players. You blame the person who has decided to appoint. I don't really blame the sacking of Rowett, if I'm being honest. I mean, you look at what we could have done if he'd have sacked Rowett, they'd have sacked Rowett and brought Redknapp in at that point.
That would have been
who knows where we could have been. So it's not even the sacking of Rowett that I put. It's the appointment of Zola. So you blame Zola and whoever appointed Zola. Those people have thrown our season into disarray, and if we do stay up, it's by the skin of our teeth, and we've been very lucky.
Stefan Malloy says we're staying up, lads. Relax. I don't think we can relax. There's a place to play.
You don't want to say relax yet, but
and
like you say, you let's go to Bristol City and win, and then we can relax.
Yeah. Steve Kimberley, we are allowed to say the Rowett name. No, it's the Italian.
Yeah. You can't say the former manager. So now Rowett's not the former manager. We can say that now.
Alfonso Fontaine, Harry will manage this game right and get us the result. In Redknapp we trust. And Jack Monarchs on the same kind of vein. Steve Cottrell seemed like he was running the team, not Redknapp Saturday, always shouting and telling the players what to do.
Yeah,
I've heard some voices today saying that if we pull it off and safety is assured, then director of football will become Harry, and Steve will take over the management role.
Yeah, possibly. Do you know? I don't know. I think even at 70 years old, the way he come off that pitch on Saturday, he made a point to clap every section of that ground, and he waited for waited for every player to come off, shook her hand, and give him a hug and a pat on the back. And he was the last person off the ground, and he was pumping his fist to the crowd, and they were applauding him, pumping their fists back. Even at 70, that sort of feeling doesn't come around very often, and I think that meant a lot to him. I think the way the players fought meant a lot to him as well. If we do stay up, if he can be promised sort of, I don't know, even 10, 15 million, something like that in the window, who's to say he wouldn't accept it? Just for one more season, and then go into a director of football role if that's what you want.
Alison, can you stop mentioning that awful man's name, please? No, it's part of the history of the club.
Oh, I think she means the Italians.
Right, okay. I don't know how to pronounce this gentleman's name, so please forgive me for getting it wrong. Karen McCoyan agreed, one of the worst seasons in my living memory. What a waste, heads should roll. Right, yeah. Okay. I think what we've got to do now is, like, the club has now been
thankfully,
taken over.
Listen, the important head has rolled.
Yes.
As much as whoever's in charge of the decision making made a mistake in appointing the Italian, he's now gone. Whoever made the decision isn't in charge of the team, thankfully. So the important person has gone, and we can get a bit of structure back in the team.
Apparently, you did mention you did mention the previous manager's name, so that's a pound in the pot, I'm afraid. Yeah. Sorry about that. But, people are saying
that's so frustrating.
I'm only going by what
I thought I got it all under control.
Stephen BCFC, I blame some of the players because they did not want to play under the previous Italian manager.
Yeah,
but I'm glad that he is gone.
Yeah, I don't believe that even under a manager that you don't like or you don't think he knows what he's doing, I don't believe that you go out without the intent to try your best and win.
Everything was wrong though. The system, the appointment.
So is it just a case of the players don't know what they're doing because the manager hasn't told them, or he's trying to tell them different things left, right, and centre. How many times did we come away from games thinking, well, he's played the same position in three different. He's played the same player in three different positions within half hour. It's difficult for the players.
And again with the previous Italian manager, in his post-match and pre-match interviews, I sometimes struggled to understand him.
There was never anything. I just said about the way
I'll always back every single Birmingham City manager, always, no matter what, right? But looking back on it,
the way I said about Redknapp, the way he came off that pitch.
Well, again, Jack Monarch says the Redknapp's post-match interview looks like he wants the job. Might just not know the players well enough yet.
What? I mean, he probably looks at that and not enough quality. If he really thought about a promotion push, does he think there's enough quality there? Probably not. But does he think, give me 15 million? Give me 4 or 5 players to bring in, and I can build something that we can get forward there. Possibly. And if he does, then why wouldn't you give that a go?
Dealer, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but why? Don't sell him that though. But why wouldn't you?
In a positive way.
Why wouldn't you give that a go? Yeah. I mean, he's seen what a full house at St Andrews can do. If he actually believed that 4 or 5 players could get Blues into a promotion push, a playoff push, why wouldn't you give that a go, even at 70?
Robert Doyle, first game I've been to for a very long time where the fans were singing the manager's name in a positive way.
Yeah,
and Ray Holt wrote, next season has got to be full of positives, starting with the appointment of a permanent manager. Jane Pugh, what is it with you guys? I don't know. What is it with us?
No idea.
Alfonso says, personally, I prefer Redknapp as gaffer next year. I hope that's how it all plays out, and this director of football stuff is just a rumour. Even if he is a director of football, there's anything stopping him standing on the sidelines, is there?
I think so.
No, but you don't want him as like a cloud hanging. You know, if you're saying Cottrell's the manager, you don't want Redknapp in and around teams. You know, if Cottrell's going to be the manager, let Cottrell manage. You know, and Redknapp just deal with the player recruitment or whatever his role would be.
Dennis says, if we stay up and the board decide not to appoint Redknapp next season, there needs to be serious questions asked. Don't forget, Redknapp's also got to agree to.
I think that would be the main thing, more than whether we ask him. Yeah, that's, you know, from the South Coast. He lives on the South Coast. You're asking him to move back up to Birmingham for a year. It is asking a lot of him. But if he honestly truly believes that 4 or 5 players could get us to a promotion push, and he's seen what a full house could do, to that team, and what he's experienced being on the right side of a full St Andrews. That must have meant. Well, you could see it meant a lot to him. It must have felt incredible. So why wouldn't you give that one last go? He's a football man at the end of the day.
Stefan says, lads, if we stay up, do you think we'll be backed by TTA to bring in the type of talent we need to push back to where we belong? Go back to Dennis's question. It all depends on A, do we stay up, B, who is the next manager?
I think that depends who the manager is. Yeah.
Is there a director?
And if it's not Redknapp, if Redknapp decides it's not for him, you know, and he decides against becoming our manager, then the pressure's back on TTA to appoint the right man again. Then because they messed up with they messed up with the former Italian manager.
That was sort of 43 pence.
That's about right. Yeah,
that's £1.43 to the pot.
But they messed up with that appointment. They've got it right with Redknapp, but if Redknapp says no to it, then they've got another big decision to make.
Stephen Harley, I agree with you. There's no problem understanding Blue Knapp exactly the right manager for Blues. He's a better Barry Fry, and I think that's what we need.
Oh, he's on a different league. You know, no disrespect to Barry, but you know, this is a guy who's managed in the Champions League in the last 15. The last English manager to win the FA Cup, is he? When he was with Portsmouth, possibly. This is a guy with so much top level experience. If you could have him for one season in this division.
Salter's kind of putting a different kind of spin on it a little bit. Let's have a reality check here. We win one game, and of course Harry is going to be excited. That's his buzz. He's back in football and win his first home game. Come on, lads, promotion. Are we thinking the same team? I've been to St Andrews probably 10 times this season, each one worse than the last. But we've moved on.
But we start seasons well. You know, we did it last year, and we've done it this year. In the middle of December, we were outside the playoffs on goal difference. So if we start seasons well, you know, and you've got someone like Redknapp with that nous, that tactical, that experience, and like you say, the knowledge of the transfer market, where he can bring players in, then who knows? You know, why not? Huddersfield had a terrible season last year, and they got the right man in. You know, the right manager is so important to a team. It can make average teams very good teams in this league.
Steve Kimberley says if we stay up and Harry stays, Nico will be the first in the door.
Possibly, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me.
The board have approached Harry's dog to see if we can lend him a couple of million. Keep the comedy coming. We do love that as well. I reckon Harry.
If he comes in next, if he's still here next season, he comes into. Please don't put any of this, because he'll walk out. He doesn't like any of that.
I reckon Harry for a year and Cottrell to come in next season. I think that would be a blessing.
Yeah.
That one was from Rob Doyle again. Thanks, Rob. As far as season tickets go, no, there's no details on season tickets just yet. Obviously, we need to find out what division we're in first, and that is an unanswerable question until Sunday. You know, so. Stefan Malloy also, do you think we will have more full houses next year if we do stay up? Yes, I do. Not full houses, but I think what a great gesture by the club to do that game at a tenner.
Yeah, Yeah, like I say, everything fell into place nicely, didn't it? You know, the results went for us, and Huddersfield obviously knew they were going to rest players, and like you say, a tenner a ticket, you know, kids for £1 or whatever it was, and you know, Redknapp's first home game, and just everything fell into place nicely. You know, the stars aligned, if you like.
Hope it continues.
Yeah,
for a week,
absolutely.
just for a week at the moment, and then we'll get the summer out of the way. Ben, I think they need a new goalkeeper. Kuszak is a liability, and Redknapp is a mandatory such a keeper. Kuszak's a liability, and he's a brilliant shot stopper.
He is a brilliant shot stopper. Yeah, he made a decent save in the first half from a long range shot. The backup is a bit iffy. You know, I like Legends, but if you're saying Kuszak's out for 3 or 4 months, then maybe a new keeper would be on the list.
Yeah. Without saying that name, there was only one reason we messed our season up this season. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was that reason. It was the sacking. It was the appointment. It was TTA's lack of football knowledge. Yeah. And you know, it was
the appointment was all wrong from minute one, but thankfully, hopefully, we've got away with it at the last minute. Yeah.
Oh, let's going to talk about ladies football for a couple of minutes. Paul Gill wants to know how many FA Cup tickets we've sold for the ladies, and so let's first off have the day, date, and time, etc. Run through what it's all about. I
don't know exactly how many tickets we sold, but I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday. The Blues put out their, you know, where you could buy through Blues and get your seat in the 2 blocks behind the goal, which is solely for Blues. So if you do want to buy a ticket, 13th of May, 2 weeks. Saturday gone, so a 5:15 kick-off at Wembley. So I know it's a horrible kick-off time.
5:15.
You just don't get an opportunity. Say people like me who live, perhaps not on a mainline station. You can get back to
Can't get the train back.
That's as far as you can get. You know, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's not an ideal kick-off time, but
it'll be TV sorted out, I'm sure.
But I mean, you can if you book through the Blues Ladies supporters, I think you can still do that. They're putting coach travel on as well, so which will be good. I assume that's from Solihull Moors, either that or St Andrews. But yeah, the tickets are still going. So anywhere in the West stand of Wembley, we have got the West stand. So I think blocks 133 and 134 are the 2 in the middle, which you'll buy directly from Blues. But if you wanted anywhere else in the West Stand, you can buy it through the FA website. And I think it's 15.
Quite a buzz on Facebook.
Yeah, I think there is quite a lot going at the moment. It's £15 an adult, and kids go free. So you know, if you want to take your kids to go and see Blues in a cup final at Wembley, you know, albeit the ladies
go free.
Yeah,
and whatever you think of, like, you know, women's football, this is a team.
If you want to go and see, exactly, you want to go and see 11 players wearing the Blues shirt at Wembley in a cup final. This is a great opportunity.
Not one of
to go
its
and see
one of its poorer suburbs, but Birmingham City. There you go.
Okay, so there you go. That's the update on the ladies. And Craig Harley says the Balti Pie was tremendous, Mr. Fun. Keep up the good work.
You know what, I am delighted to hear that, Craig. I'm also delighted to hear you got one, because there wasn't many left out here. With a full house. With a full house, they went pretty damn quick.
I've never had one, to be fair. Never had one.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing.
Well, you'll have to get on next week.
Duress, does this show carry on through the close season? No, we do have a few weeks off in the close season, and we sort of recharge our batteries.
Have a rest.
Might have the odd one off if there's developments happening with management.
There's a ladies' cup final,
exactly.
So we we're always in communication with each other, pretty much every day. To be perfectly fair,
we paint the studios. We'll put a new picture up down here.
And Andrew Cave says group bookings are even cheaper for the FA Cup final.
Yes, that's a good point. I think if you buy 10 or more, I think it is.
$7.50 a ticket.
Yeah, they halve in price.
For Andrew. Excuse me. Robert Dawes, let's see the putting coaches on for the ladies.
Yeah.
Excuse me, choking away here personally to myself. Stop with the name rubbish. This is not Macbeth. What are you on about, Jane?
I think not saying the Italian manager. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. It's just a little bit of fun we're entering into, Jane, to be perfectly honest with
we
you.
all love fun.
And we all love fun, and we also love raising a few little quid here and there for the Children's Hospital. Yeah. Defoe and Crouch, Ed Duras, what do you reckon?
There's no way Defoe would drop.
No.
I mean, he's already said he's leaving Sunderland.
There's
no way he's leaving Sunderland to join another championship.
I could see Crouch.
Crouch wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. Not getting played much at Stoke. Drop down a level to a manager he knows well in Redknapp. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Defoe, I think, would. I mean, Defoe would get into most Premier League teams still, so no way Defoe, but Crouch possibly.
Unfortunately, Yvonne Felton disagrees with you. Harry lives and breathes football. He has contacts. Could see Defoe at St Andrews next season. I can't.
Never.
I can't, not yet.
Never in a million years. Do you know what? I'll put. Who was that? Sorry, who said that?
Yvonne
Yvonne,
Felton,
was it?
Yeah.
Name your price, and I'll put it into the Children's Hospital Fund if Defoe signs for players.
Oh, there we go.
With no comeback whatsoever.
No comeback. If Jermaine Defoe signs for Blues,
are we talking just next season?
Yeah,
next season.
Next
Yvonne,
season in the summer under Redknapp. Then I'll put it into the.
Name your price. Yvonne.
10 million. That's slightly unrealistic.
You do realise this is recorded.
Yeah, name your price is silly because we've got people like Dennis listening. So I'll go 500 quid.
£500 into Birmingham Children's Hospital if Jermaine Defoe signs for Birmingham City.
In the summer
window
under Redknapp,
right? This summer window, not the loan window.
No. Well, loan window or whatever.
Right. So right. So up until
Jermaine Defoe
window closes,
Jermaine Defoe will be
just so we can define the rules, right? Yeah. Up until the loan window closes, right. That last split second, if Jermaine Defoe signs for Birmingham City, you will personally put £500 into the Birmingham Children's Hospital Fund. Excellent. Well done, mate. I clap you. I applaud you. I think your money's safe. Thoughts on Pardew if Redknapp decides not to take it? Redknapp's had a touch of what St Andrews can be like, hasn't
just something about the way he came off. I know I keep going on about it, but and it's easy to do. You know, I think I can't remember who said it, but maybe we are getting a little bit over the top with our reaction to it. But you know, it's an important win, and it meant a lot to Redknapp on that day. But I don't. It just there's something about a full St Andrews, and if you're the manager of Blues and you experience that. You know that's difficult to replicate. I think,
you want it all the more.
Of course you do,
every game.
So if he sees a way in which you can get that for the majority of next season, then it will be difficult for him to turn it down. As for Pardew, I think he's waiting for a Premier League job, to be fair.
Aaron Gellows, let's hope for a better renewal price and better match-by-match prices. Let's just get Stans completely rocking next season and make us a more saleable asset. I mean,
agree. They have got. Is it a responsibility? Is it a duty? After the appointment of the last appointment they made, which has thrown things out completely. After such a PR disaster for them, where the fans are on their back, it would be such a massive boost, for their credibility and their reputation with us fans if they put in a decent season ticket pricing, whereby you can have decent match price tickets next year then, and you get more days like Saturday.
Going back to the Defoe. Benji Smith said more chance of Stephen Carr coming out of retirement and signing for Villa than Defoe signing for us.
There's more chance of Trevor Francis doing that than
Hashtag Pardew out.
Pardew already?
Wilf Clark, Defoe can name his price in quite a few Premier teams, and I agree.
He's a Premier League player still, so I
think silly season has started.
Paul Gill, Defoe will go to one of the printed clubs. Promoted club, I beg your pardon. Wages are way too high for Defoe from Andy. Score prediction for Blues on Sunday. We'll come to that towards the end of the show. Do you know what? I reckon Crouch, you could do a job for us,
Oh,
I mean, he's coming towards the end of his career, isn't he?
But I mean, you've got someone like Jutkovic who, I mean, to be fair to him, I know he missed his penalty on on Saturday. But where would we have been without him this season? He's scored some pivotal goals for us.
Yeah.
But it is a tricky one. I think is Crouch a better option than Donaldson? I'd probably say yes in this division.
Yeah, probably.
So if that was your, if you're looking for direct comparisons, if you're going Jutkovic, Crouch, Donaldson, I don't think Crouch is at the bottom of that list.
Oh, Ed Giras. Got all of these long shot bets. 500 if Defoe signs. Remember Lineker in his pants? Oh, stinger. Straight back at you.
Yeah.
Straight back at you.
But we're not having anybody in here with the pants.
No.
We'd never do.
We need a better green screen for that.
There again, £500.
Yeah. I'd rather pay £500.
Kevin Kelly, Nico Crenshaw has bought a house in Castle Bromwich.
Yeah.
Ashley Jones, I'm 16 and have saved £150 for the season ticket for next season.
Fantastic.
Well done, Ashley.
mate.
Well done, Ashley. Nice one. Good lad. Well done. Thanks for sharing this. If you could all hit the share button, we really appreciate that. And also get onto Mixcloud in the week, where you can download and or listen to the podcast of this.
From Tuesday, Wednesday.
I think, remember Gordon Collins? Who used to comment on the shout box, I think.
Yeah.
He messaged me on Twitter saying he's come off Facebook.
Right.
So he was wondering how he could still get it. So
if you go to srbradio.com,
yeah.
listen there, or
I sent him the link. I think
or search on TuneIn. We're on TuneIn as well, so we're live everywhere.
So we'll make sure we put him in on the...
all over the world.
Yes.
Dennis says, I would say that if we do stay up and Harry stays with us, he will want the players we are talking about, Defoe, Crouch, Terry, etc. TTS only have a year left in their 2 years.
Yeah, let's not get carried away. I mean, Crouch possibly, Defoe no, and Terry, John Terry, to a championship club that have just about stayed up this season. Come on, guys. I mean, Redknapp knows his stuff and he knows his people, but he's not, as much as John Terry might like Harry Redknapp, he ain't coming here.
Paul Ipkiss, Peter Crouch, and Aaron Lennon would be good.
Lennon, well, again, Lennon's on big wages though. You are going to be asking people, these sorts of players, to take quite a considerable wage reduction. But you never know.
Robert Doyle says wages are far too high for Mr. Fun on that last bet. Him and Defoe are on similar wages. We pay well here
just short of Defoe's wages, I think. Yeah.
Dylan Davis is recommending Lee Chapman. Ashley Jones Berbatov, if that's how you spell it. What's his chances? Aaron Blooming Lennon from Pete Taylor. Get Tammy Abraham on loan, says Ashley also.
Yeah. I've got a feeling Abraham will be staying at Chelsea.
And Jack Monarch says that as well. Dave Moore to John Terry at the Blues. I'm locking the wife
the wife away. Yeah.
Troy Deeney has cropped up again.
No, again it's
and Dan Jones.
Massive wage reduction.
Yeah. Dan Jones, is the game going to be on TV on Sunday? The answer is no.
Brentford Blackburn is.
There is Brentford Blackburn. Yeah, there is currently no being back to St Andrews that I'm aware of.
No, I don't think so. No.
Brentford Blackburn live.
Yes.
Can I go and watch that, I wonder?
Go.
Well, I'm not working now on Saturday nights. I've retired now.
Yes. Congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you very much. Not completely retired from everything. just from doing the club work on Friday, Saturdays. Can't do any more. I'm too tired. Do we know how much money a new manager will have to spend, Ed? No.
No, and I don't think
anybody ever does.
Until it's 100% guaranteed that we're in this division and we know who our manager is. You can't really put any figures on it at the moment. It's so it's still a bit undecided until all of these things are confirmed.
Mick Jane says Billy Sharp, Benji Smith Abrahams is wanted by Houghton next season, and Stephen Kimberley also kind of confirmed.
Do you know, I got a funny feeling he might stay at Chelsea.
Dave Moore, good call. Can't be they're going back to St Andrews, aren't the ladies playing there?
They are, yes.
On Sunday, sorry.
However, the ladies are playing at St Andrews at 2:00.
So what an opportunity!
So I mean,
Birmingham City Football Club.
But do you know what? Even if the fans went to the George, if Blues fans wanted to make a day of it, They could go to the George or a pub near the ground, watch the results come in, watch Brentford, Blackburn. Assuming everything goes well, you're celebrating staying up. Straight into St Andrews to watch Blues Ladies play Liverpool.
Either that, or they do put a big screen up.
Yeah.
It only takes 10 minutes to take them down. Yeah. They beam the game back with the live scores on the other TV system on the side there.
Or even just put the tellies, open the ground, and put the tellies on by the bars.
Charge you £8 to get in or something, and then your ladies' ticket is free.
Yeah.
And you can watch the ladies, and you could, have 2, 3, 4, 5,000 then.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there are opportunities there, Birmingham City. I hope somebody's listening from the club, and they're taking the people that matter, which is the people out there, not us. Right? We just mediums.
No, we don't.
Are we guessing that there is a stream? Would be a stream somewhere? I'm
sure some country around the world is going to put one on, isn't there? But with it being on the Sunday as well, so it's not like there's every Premier League game going on at the same time as well. It's Sunday at 12 o'clock, so I'm sure there will be someone somewhere showing that game. But like you say, what a great
opportunity for Birmingham.
Yeah, but the atmosphere, like you say, even if you put the results show on, you Soccer Saturday or whatever with the results coming in, assuming everything goes right, we win, or even if we don't win and Brentford beat Blackburn and we stay up, and you have it as a celebratory day, and then straight after that, Blues Ladies play Liverpool,
and then at half time, free pie and a pint.
Exactly,
that'll get rid of all the old.
I'll be at the game, so you
know what I mean. There are opportunities there, aren't there, where you could say to the fans, look, all right, we can. Come on, have this on us a little bit. Not to give anything massive away, is it really?
No.
Pie and a pint. What's that going to cost them? Not a great deal. Thank you to Andrew Cave for putting the link up for the.
For the Mark Gaines.
For the Mark Gaines.
I saw that. Yeah. There you go.
To just give him.
Help raise £200 for a memorial stone to be laid for Mark Gaines and Bruno.
Definitely.
Okay. Right, Pete Taylor, I think TTO will put us on the brink of the Premier League before selling us on. If I strike oil while doing the garden, I'll buy them out.
Good luck, Pete.
I just love it. Steve Kimberley, my mate in Yorkshire, just bought a new TV for the EFL playoffs, but binned it because it had no leads.
No leads.
Do you get it?
Very good.
Keep the comedy coming, guys.
Well,
Keep the comedy coming. Cody, I'd be looking. I ain't got one anyway, so it doesn't make a difference to me. But you know what? If that offer was on the table for the Blues Ladies game and a beanbag, I'd be there.
Yeah,
I would definitely.
Yeah, like you say,
to keep you at the ladies' game, a little incentive at half time.
Yeah,
because once you've got to half time, you're not going to clear off. Are you going to do another 45 minutes?
Well, if Blues Ladies are playing well as well, then it'd be a good warm up for the cup final as well. So as it's 6 days after that game.
Yeah,
Dean Lammers just wants to say that it was a great day Saturday. Blues fans have raised over 30,000 for the Lily May Foundation.
Absolutely amazing.
Fantastic.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, what wonderful generosity.
Fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Well done.
And for a brilliant cause too.
Yeah.
Jack Lonnox says, think you'd get 10,000 if they did that. Easy.
I mean, like you say, realistically, how much would it cost the club to do that? To open the bars, just open the cop, and then you.
Sorry.
So you open up. I thought that was. No. I didn't think that was that bad an idea. To be fair,
before you say that, right?
Go on.
Paul Gill, charge them £8 to watch the screen and stay and watch the ladies. Anybody tries to leave, charge them another £10.
Yeah,
brilliant. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yes, but even if you just open the cop, so you'd only have to open like 6 bars or whatever, and put the beer on, like you say, and put the screens on around the ground.
Have the guy coming round with the beer. Sit in your stadium and have a plastic beer. Goodness
can't do that.
sake, can't.
But
pathetic.
Yeah. But the options are there. I mean, it's Monday now, so they've only got like 6 days to think of something up. But if they could, it'd be fantastic. I'm sure the George would have it on anyway.
Yeah.
The George will have the results show on and the Brentford game.
Oh, yeah.
So if people wanted to make a day of it, they could come down the George and then just filter into the ground
But
after
the
the
club
game.
aren't capitalising,
Yeah.
are they? You know
Well,
what I mean?
yeah, of
no
course,
disrespect
of
to the
course.
George, a great pub, nice
Of
place.
course,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
Fantastic, yeah.
But the club should be capitalising on
Yeah.
events like
Yeah.
this and trying to get as many people in for
Yeah.
that ladies' game as possible. What an absolute ideal
And
opportunity.
then if there's plenty of people in the ground at St Andrews watching Blues Ladies on the Sunday and they enjoy it and they like what they see
They'll all go
and they've
and
got
buy a
Saturday
follow
foot,
ticket.
exactly they
Come on,
hopefully they'll get
City.
more of a
God, we're
Yeah,
on tonight,
they'll
mate,
get the
aren't we?
buzz tonight.
And if anybody from the George is listening,
And if anybody
our
from-
commission is really
it's great, yeah.
It's fantastic.
No.
If anybody from the George is listening, we're looking for sponsorship next year.
Well, yeah. And I know they do
And
listen.
if, and if anybody from any large corporation is listening, our PR department is
Yeah.
fantastic because we've got all the good ideas.
There are also other pubs in the locality as well.
There are plenty of excellent drinking
Whenever I'm in the
establishments,
studio,
yeah.
I always drink 7-Up.
Ashley Jones, yeah, this is very sentimental, bless him. This is the 16-year-old lad who's, I think he's saved his 150 quid.
Oh, okay.
The club started meaning a lot to me at a young age because my granddad's ashes are at the Blues ground at the front. Would be proud of me getting my own season ticket.
Yeah, that
You are a top man.
That'd be incredible.
You
yeah,
are a Birmingham City fan for
Yeah,
life, my
100%.
friend. Without a doubt you are, because you are the kind of person that not only Birmingham City Football Club needs, but football needs as a whole.
Yeah. When I was 16, I think it was a puncher repair kit. I think
Me,
that
I was
about it.
two paper rounds a day when I was at school in the midst of winter, and then I cried when I turned the back of the Sun over and Trevor Francis had been sold. There you are. That's how long ago it was, ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen.
Aaron's right. Don't forget about the Roost. I've got nothing against the
No,
George,
no,
but let's
no,
be
no,
fair,
no.
yeah.
Yeah.
Other pubs are available.
They are. There's
Yeah,
plenty
Ruse-
around the ground which
The
are
Ruse
good.
is great. I love the Ruse.
Paul Gill says I'm getting an Alan Partridge feel to this show with all the advertising.
Yeah.
Oh man, where do we-
You wait till all the jingles come on for our sponsors.
Richard Golding, thanks for your kind words. Good work, boys. Hope we stay up. Also, let's hope we can get loads down St Andrews for the Joey Hutchins.
Of course, on the Saturday, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Then you see, you could do a double up there, couldn't you?
Yeah,
Ticket
buy
for
one,
ticket for the
get
other.
where.
Easy.
You know it's going to be rammed at the George now, don't you?
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
Well,
I'll be in there
Well, there you
because I'm going to the ladies' game.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be in there watching the results come in.
Robert Doyle, you're the reason Birmingham City nearly went out of business. In my day, we could climb into St Andrews for the Jets toilets.
Yeah.
Dear me.
No wonder the Kumars had a problem.
The security at the George should be the security in the ground. They are brilliant. I've never seen any security at the
the
George.
security at the ground.
No, they have got security at the George, yeah, but yeah, well.
Hey,
Too
Steve
much.
Kimberley, here we go. It's all coming in. Should contact Mandrover about support for the ladies as it's next door.
Yeah.
They support the egg chasing wasps in Coventry.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
right.
it's a bit strange, isn't
Just
it?
over the road from the moors, isn't it?
Well,
So,
there was a Land Rover place in Coventry as well at one point. The Jaguar,
Was there?
Yeah, Jaguar,
The Jaguar,
Jaguar in
yeah.
Coventry. They used to build them over there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Right? Was it Brighton? No.
No,
not Brighton.
Browns Lane, isn't it?
Browns Lane,
Browns
yeah,
Lane,
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the Leon Group Security, thanks, Tyson.
Tyson
any news
Leon.
any news on your calendar would be sure to raise lots of money, no swimwear, Mr. Fun.
Oh,
There's three
I've
of
already
us.
had the shoot.
There's
haven't
three of
I?
us. We could perhaps get Dennis in on it.
Yeah.
Ray.
Who wants? You pay a tenner to the children's hospital, and
Well,
you
no,
could
no,
be on our
a little
calendar.
bit more than a tenner, I think.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Oh,
let's go.
stingy.
Well, no. Look, there's 12. There's 12 months in the year.
Yes.
All right. So £25.
Okay.
£25.
Yeah.
All right. To have yourself on next year's Tilton Talk show
In a blue
calendar,
shirt.
in whatever,
Just a blue shirt.
whatever pose you wish, as long as we don't, infringe. It's
gotta be sold,
Yeah,
whatever.
absolutely. It's got to be sellable. It's got to be sellable. But would you do that? 25 quid? Would you raise 25 quid straight into the pot of Birmingham Children's Hospital to have your face appear on the very first Tilton Talk show calendar?
2018. Remember, it's only just May. So
I know, but
it's a long way to go.
We need preparation.
We need an
We need to
organising
bribe
committee.
people.
That's
We
true.
need a photographer. We need a printer.
Big underpants we need.
Mrs. Brown will wear his Union Jack thong.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can imagine who that's from.
And this time I'm going
Ray
to put it
says,
on
leave
right
me out
now.
of the calendar, you can have my tenner.
Dear me. Oh dear, the Tilton Talk show sponsored by Elite Maintenance sometimes goes into meltdown like
It
this,
does, yeah.
and this is why we do
We
it.
apologise, Elite
We don't,
Maintenance.
we apologise to Elite Maintenance, yeah, but we don't apologise for this little bit of bantery fun that we do have on a Monday night. Pete Taylor, something French.
Ooh, ooh la la. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Le petit
You're on the
enfant.
right page. Callum Patrick says I would support it any day. So there you go. We've got January.
There you go.
January is sorted now. Well, another 11 names. Well, another 8 really.
Yeah.
No, 7 because of Dennis.
Dennis,
That's who
yeah.
wrote Dennis in. So 7 more to say that you would support that for 25 quid and become part of the first ever Tilton Talk show. Calendar, which is hoping to be produced. Ashley Jones, I will. There you go.
Ashley Jones.
And maybe
yeah.
we could get
Josh
somebody-
Phillips
Josh
is in,
Phillips,
yeah.
he's in. That's 3.
Yeah.
We need 4 more. 4 more before we continue.
A player would be nice.
Ah, yeah.
I've just
Interesting.
clicked off.
I'm on
the-
about women's.
Defoe will do December.
Yeah. There we go.
Take a couple of weeks saving.
Yeah,
Bless you, my friend, don't
poor
forget it.
Ashley's got to save it up for all his money. Yeah,
George Tasker, I will. So
Yeah.
3 more. Wonderful. Tracy Emin and
Shane
Bishop.
Kuzik's in. Adrian
I will
Harris
march.
wants March.
Yeah, no problem. You can have that, Adrian. That's definitely yours. We'll come back to. Can we get a print of these out? Of
course,
or a
yeah.
copy,
Yeah.
so
They're
that we
there
could,
forever now.
Just
I'm
keep
afraid.
them on file, ready for when we get this up and running.
Yeah.
Are we going to go for a black and white or a full colour?
Don't know. Don't mind.
I think black and white's quite tasteful, don't you?
Okay.
Pete Taylor, I'm going to hold out. I'm too good looking to be on a League One calendar.
Yeah,
There you go,
wait
Shane's
a
in as
week.
well,
Yeah.
so-
Jack Monix, I want October. My face is going up. What? Give everybody the opportunity to
Yeah.
go through the whole year before they come to. Yeah. I'll have to have December, obviously, because it's my birthday. Guys, I've said for the guy in the background pick, he came out on the stretch at the start of the second half by me. I'm sure you've already done a tribute. Yes, we have at the very start of the show. As I've only just tuned in, but I thought it's going to the family. Shocking at no ages, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well
Really
said.
sad. Really
One
sad.
of us, Blues family. On our dog rescue, guys, we done a payday.
A payday pound.
It worked. Well, just an idea. What's a payday pound? Tank, if you could explain to us what a payday pound is, because we're rather thick here and we got a clue. Sean, I was getting a beer. It isn't naked charity shoot. Is it? No, Sean. No. We don't want to go.
No.
You,
Oh, crikey,
you can go,
no.
You can go slightly risque, but
Yeah.
no, not. Dennis D Bishop has said yes, she's up for it.
He hasn't really asked her.
No.
I think we're about there, aren't we? If we could
We must be
scrape
about
and
there
copy
now.
and paste those into a
we-
file
gotta
somewhere,
be close.
We must
and
be.
keep them. Then
I didn't say September though.
we'll sort the dates out at a later
Yeah.
date. We just needed the 12. Could I have July, Callum Patrick? Yeah, of course you can, mate. Dennis,
Nice and warm in July.
Dennis, D, this is for Birmingham Children's Hospital. D, this is raising money for Birmingham Children's Hospital. How
Do you not love children, do?
it's not that. It's
Think of the
just, you know.
children.
What have you got against sick children, do?
Oh, shut up.
And it is a naked one.
So there you go. It looks like we're going to be doing a Tilton Talk calendar then.
That's gonna be
and obviously
fun.
they will go on sale, but not in the club
Yeah.
shop.
No.
Okay. We need a good
But
photographer.
we will probably find out.
We'll have to get Roy in
My
from
son's
the
a
club
photographer.
to
He'll
do-
do
to
it.
do the
He'll do
My
it.
son's a photographer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a kit. Ray says she's joking. Dennis D really is up for it. Right, okay, we'll get back onto football now.
Yes, please do.
every member paid £1 and everyone can afford it. Come on, guys, it's not yammering.
Oh, okay.
Listen, kid, and I'm sure they will, Tank. As Chris just read out a few minutes ago, there was how much was raised on Saturday for the Lily May Fund?
30,000.
£30,000, you know.
£30,000.
Yeah, so Blues fans are never shy in coming forward when it
No.
when it comes to things like this.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
No, they're
that
not, no.
everything will be good. Richard Golding, I'll do the calendar if needed. What do you mean if needed? Would probably be out of my comfort zone. Don't you think it's out of his comfort zone and out of my comfort zone and out of his comfort zone?
I do one every week, don't worry about me.
Oh dear, bless him. Yeah, and Aaron says we applauded Mark out of the ground. We had no idea it was his final send-off. I was saying before the show, and I know
That's
this
nice,
is,
though. When you know that, that's
absolutely,
sort of
yeah.
nice,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't want to say this. At some point, you know, life becomes extinct for each and every single one of us.
Yeah.
And if my turn ever comes, my goodness, how much would I want it to be after the Blues have just scored? You know,
The send-off
what a
from the
great
fans, like...
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the football. Pete Taylor, Gardner playing for us is a bit like when we had Alexander Hleb. He's on another level to our players. Well, he hasn't been recently, has he? And I don't know, how did he play? How did he play Saturday for you?
Again, his set pieces, you just
Questionable.
yeah, but unfortunately, like I don't think we've got anyone else really who can take him. So he probably is the first on the list, like sort of thing. But we're at 1-0 up, and you've got such a pressure moment, and with a penalty to send it to 2-0, you know, in a massive game like that, he was the one who stepped up and buried it. So, you know, 100% fair play to him for stepping up to take that pen, and you know, you could see what it meant to him with his celebration. So,
and Alfonso Fontana says no, he's not too impressed with Gardner either. And Robert Dorr, why did Dukes take that first penalty?
It's the striker.
Yeah.
You know, if your striker picks the ball up and wants to take it, you know, you shouldn't really be taking it off him. I just thought he did look a little bit nervous, and he didn't step up to it pretty well, and you know, it was a pretty time effort and a simple save really, but. Thankfully, Gardner took the second one. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Ray says if everybody paid £1 for the Super Six, we'd have another £50 for the charity. Could we dig deep next season? Yes, we'll do that, Ray.
Yeah. Quid to
everything.
Don't know how you police that, but yeah.
Well, it's a £1 entrance fee. Come on. You know, send it in the post. Do whatever you got to do with it. It's a quid. It's not neither.
Yeah.
Just quickly say that we are up to nearly £1,000 on our ongoing Just Giving page as well, which is all for the children's hospital. So we can.
And I've still got 2 football tickets at home, Chris.
Good stuff.
I think Jack Monarchs has put a good point there. Just get him off. Just lost it. Just get him off set pieces and on the edge of the box for a shot. If he gets heads out, then he's been immense. So
yeah,
you know, I think people do criticise him a lot for his set pieces, and they're not the best. But really, if he doesn't play, is anybody going to come in to improve him in our squad at the moment? I don't think they will. So.
Jack Scott, Daniel Scott, Huddersfield, getting punished was out of order, to be honest. This is something that really wanted to talk about completely.
It's annoyed me.
Devoid of everything else. No,
not many things annoy me.
There is a set of rules and guidelines which says you should at all times put your strongest team out. That clubs.
Is there?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that FA Cup as well?
Is
that FA Cup as well?
I don't know. For me, if you've got a registered squad of players, squad of players should be definitive. You should have, let's say, 27. Okay?
Yeah.
No club can have more than 27. You can have less if you want, but that's your registered squad.
Yeah.
And you can pick and choose out of that squad.
Yeah.
When the window's open, one comes in, one goes out. One comes in, one comes out.
Right.
So you've always got maximum of 27. You could have 22, say, and you could bring 3 in.
Okay, yeah.
To make you 25.
Yeah.
And still not go to your 27.
Yeah. But who... How can you have a directive whereby you say you're telling a manager you have to play your best possible team at all times? How can you say that? What unless you define what their best possible 11 is?
Who's your best 11?
Exactly. So unless the FA turn to every team at the start of the season and say, we've had a look at your squad and we've decided that this is your best 11, and if they are all fit, they have to play.
God,
how can you? So you can't do that. Yeah. So the law is absolute nonsense. Huddersfield have a squad of players, and they can use that squad of players however they want at whatever point they want. They got a draw at home to Man City in the FA Cup early on in the season. They had the replay at Man City, and they made 11 changes. And most of the players that played away at Man City played against us on. Yes. So are you telling me that a player who is good enough to play away at Man City in an FA Cup game isn't good enough to play away at Blues?
Yeah, Jack Lennox makes a good point here. Maybe he thought that was his best 11 for the game.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Listen, they're in the playoffs. They don't. Do they really want to risk losing their best players in a game that really doesn't matter that much to them? That yes, they've got a integrity to uphold for the league, and they've got a duty to the league to not roll over. But nobody's saying Huddersfield came to us and rolled over.
Another good point here from Paul Gill. How does he know if any of his fringe players are better than his current players if he can't play them?
That's the whole point. Yep. But fringe players or not, they played away at Man City in the FA Cup earlier this season. If they're not good enough to play against us, then they're damn sure not good enough to play against Man City in the FA Cup.
Alison says it's ridiculous. This is a good point as well. Paul Hipkiss, did Liverpool get punished when they played Wolves in the FA Cup? I don't think they did.
Exactly.
Adrian Harris, they should be able to play anybody they want. Ray, this is a squad game. If you punish Huddersfield, then you have to change cup competitions to Premiership, do it every season.
Well, you have to tell every team that they are only allowed to play these 11 players.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're defeating the object. Because you can't police it.
Tahir says Villa should get punished for letting Blackburn win with a full team. That's worse. And what about the Villa player that was just passing back to the Blackburn?
They were honestly, they were a joke on Saturday. They were so bad.
For Brucey to come up and stand up and say that that's not going to happen. Quite clearly, it did.
Exactly.
Anyway, we'll
but look, listen. What more do you expect from a club? What more do you expect from a club that takes 6,000 fans to Blackburn?
It's awful.
And all start singing Blackburn Rovers, we want you to win? What sort of club? What sort of supporter?
I'll tell you what sort of supporter.
What sort of football supporter? Do you have how twisted in your head? Do you have to be to pay all the way to go all the way to Blackburn? That travel the ticket all the way to Blackburn and sing to the Blackburn fans that you want them to win?
I can tell you what kind of a person it is. It's a Villa fan.
It is.
It is, yeah.
It is. That's the only way to describe it, yeah. Listen, we had fun at Huddersfield with the coffin, right?
For charity.
We had a laugh, but the main objective was charity, right?
Yeah.
I would not have gone to... No, if the roles were reversed, there's no way I am paying to go to Blackburn to spend half an hour singing that I want the opposition to beat us.
Shane Kuzik says, Chris, you should have been on TalkSport earlier, slagging Huddersfield off for the last 10 changes. And,
absolutely embarrassing.
Brian
Johnston wearing Blackburn shirts. Who buys an opposition shirt? Who spends money on the opposition shirt?
Yeah.
Are they all going to go out and buy Bristol City shirts?
Apparently so. It's all over the interweb.
It's great.
And sorry, I can't remember who it was, but somebody just made a comment that this is actually better than TalkSport. So
Ashley Jones.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yes, I pinned it.
Thank you.
Can I also say that coffin was pretty awful compared to ours?
Both of them.
Yeah.
So I shared ours again.
Shocker.
Yeah. Do we have to talk about Alfonso? We're not really talking about them. We're
just ranting at them, to be fair.
We can talk about how bad the supporters are.
Ranting at them.
Ray Hobbery, fancy copping the Blues for the coffin. It wasn't even a copy, was it? Right? And did you see his socks?
Yeah.
That sums it up, doesn't it? Sums it up. Yeah, nice one, Ashley Pin comment. There you go. This is better than TalkSport. Well done for you. Right. Okay. Always copying us, George. Yeah, of course they are. Because what we did last year was not only a brilliant stunt, but it was also, the intention was always to raise some money for the Children's Hospital.
Exactly.
Right? So it was two-sided.
They just do it because they think it's hilarious.
Well, they do it because they've seen us do it on a video, and they think, "Oh, I won't do that." You know what I mean?
In that exact accent.
You're not clever enough to think about that.
I'm not very good at soaring them in clothes enough, but I'll have a go. Tracy Hines, did you see his trainers? We couldn't not see his trainers, Tracy, could we? I thought he was Ronald McDonald. Socks would Mowbray have moaned if we'd have lost? I think not. No, you're absolutely right, Steve. No, you're dead right. And not only did that guy buy a Blackburn shirt, he even paid for Zola's name to be on it. Yeah. More money than sense. Yeah, absolutely.
They could have had 10p and had more money than sense.
Rather have seen that 50-odd quid that he spent on that shirt and that go to the good cause that is.
But there you go.
Were they Angry Birds?
They looked it, yeah.
Loving the impression of the right.
Welcome to the Whole 10 Talk Show.
What we're going to talk about tonight, lads.
Well, actually, just listen to WM between 6 and 7.
This is going
you'll get it all the time.
This isn't the public domain. Can you imagine the fallout?
It's done now. It's out. It's out there.
Oh dear me!
You're scaring me now.
Golly. Ours took all the 10 minutes to plan, and he took 20 minutes to put his trainers on. Doing V6 on a radio show. We should do that one night. A comedy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? Well, I'll give that some
Bless
thought,
him.
Dennis. Cookie Monster socks. Shane's. Everybody seems to be laughing. Oh, what a Christ it is. Did you have a pie the weekend? We've got to do a parody. We've got to do.
Mind you, we're doing him in Birmingham
Seriously.
accents, most of them are cockneys
Even if
anyway.
it's just an half-hour one.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Callum Patrick, keep this going. I respect this show. Nice one, Callum. Thanks for your kind thoughts. But it's all about you, my friend, not us. Not us. We just put it together, and well, we don't even put it together. Do we? We just,
No.
We just
Do we put it together?
You know what I mean? We should all wave £20 notes at them next season. The money the Violas spent. Yeah, not to go. Yeah, absolutely. 71 million, is it? And
Yeah.
It's sitting mid-table where we were last year.
We were.
Did you see what happened to the big Blues flag that got sent round? No, I didn't actually. Please
I
explain
did.
to us.
There was a couple of flags going around at the
Right.
start, so I don't know what happened to them though. If Ashley
Why?
Yeah.
wants to fill us in,
Oh, Adrian, my stomach's hurting, mate. Get the curry man in. Who's the curry man?
don't know.
What about the guy who sang that song last week? We could have him in as well, couldn't we?
Oh, the Harry song.
Oh
We need to find out.
yeah,
Yeah, we need to
yeah.
get him in. Yeah, live.
Alison says you've all been on the pop tonight. No, Alison, we won a game.
Not yet.
We won a
I know,
match.
yeah.
We won a game, Alison. That's all it
jubilation,
is.
yeah.
There's nothing more than that, mate. We just got 3 points.
That same question keeps coming up when we talk about the flags.
Does it
Does it
still
smell
smell
of
of old shed? Are our people still talking to their people?
They still talk to our people, yeah.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah,
good.
It'll have to be next season
Yeah,
though.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's the hope that kills you.
Let's hope it's a more expensive one than
Yeah.
than what it could be. The lad that sings all the funny songs, right? Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, we'd love to get him in. Why not? Why not? If you
Banjo,
know him,
that's it.
if you know him, Benji, get hold of him. Get him to get hold of one of us, and then we'll get that organised. But I think a good hour's parody show, ripping them off up the road, and then shoving it all over the internet would be absolutely brilliant.
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it, from Steve Kimberley?
How much we spent? 71 million. Where are we? 11th, I think. Is it 11? Is that a 1 and a 1?
Nick is starting to worry me now.
It smells worse than an old shed. It smells of Ronald McDonald's socks. Where's the horse still missing? Oh dear me! I think Redknapp's comment on the Villa Friday was class. They are great on paper, but not on grass. Brilliant. What a bloke!
True.
What a top bloke!
Very true.
You don't really like him anyway, does he? But
No, Joy, you get that impression.
he's fit into our category immediately,
You
hasn't
get
he?
that impression that he has got a little bug to bear with them. I don't know what it is about.
Yeah.
Whether I don't know if something's happened over the years.
Yeah.
But you do get the impression that there's something you don't quite like about their fans or the team or whatever. But
Yeah.
Callum's saying bringing a blues player. Well, we have had lots of blues players. We can't have current players.
The
in
very
public
difficult
for
thing at the
obvious
moment,
reasons.
obviously, look, it's end of season, so they have to concentrate on other things, and they have to, go to bed at certain times and not go to the pub, and Joey Barton. Should we talk about Joey Barton for a moment? No.
no sympathy. No, the rules don't.
Alex Cope says, "What do you think of David Davis being Player of the Season at the Player of the Player Awards?"
Yeah.
I think had Morrison not
Really,
got his
or-
injury, I think he would possibly have pipped him.
Really, all season long, you knew it was going to be Davis, didn't you?
Yeah.
For
Sorry,
so
can
many
I go back to the Harry
yeah.
Redknapp thing? That they threw a coin at him. That's why. There you go.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be it then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like Alex says, I think really there was no surprise, was there, that it was
Yeah,
Davis.
yeah.
He's been the one standout all season long.
It's that picture for me of after he scored that goal against
Running
Wolves.
past Bruce.
Yeah.
Oh, at
Yeah,
Wolves.
the one, right.
I was on about the one where he was running past Bruce in the derby early on in the season, but yeah, I mean, I'm pleased for him.
Yeah.
He deserves it, like you say. I think your point though, if Morrison had stayed fit all season,
So Amy Boy was saying thoughts on Michael Morrison, and I'm agreeing with you.
He
Totally.
was immense on Saturday.
We needed it, didn't we? So
and we have missed him massively. And I think that centre half, but he makes Shotton 10 times the player as well. So credit to Shotton where it's due. But when he's got Morrison alongside him, he does look 10 times the player.
Robert Dawes says they were also throwing coins at guards as well, but he was putting them in his socks. Morrison was quality, as were the rest of the team. From Robert.
they all were. They were.
Okay, so what has changed in such a very short time?
It's just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I mean, they just look so, not on the same same league as what we know they are, you know, and they're being told to do different things, you know, and you know, I can think of 3 or 4 different formations he was playing in the you know, in the space of 2 or 3 games, and it's difficult for a player. You know, it is. You're so regimented to do one thing, and then a new manager comes in, and you're being asked to do this, that, and the other. Which, you know, you arguably the main reason why Davis deserves his Player of the Year, because he has been the one who has stood tall through it all, really, and stuck with it. But
Adrian Harris says back to basics. It's all that's happened.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Do what?
Mrs. Brown, check your messages, please. That's from Dennis. And Rowett can leave Davis and Morrison alone, because somebody just put Morrison is very concerned that a certain...
Yeah. Well, that is a worry. But if we've still got Redknapp, then why would you leave? Yeah. You know, to play under a manager like Redknapp, who it's clear within the space of a week and a half has got the players on his side. So
Harris brought the confidence back, but not only that, Alison. I think
it was clear from the Villa game.
I think it mattered more for the supporters, not to the supporters, but for the supporters.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's perhaps what Harry may have said. Look, he said, you know, these guys are going to come out in force, mate. Yeah. There's a full house in front of you. Yeah. Go and find out what it could be like next year.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. But, I mean, like you said, the Villa game, where it's almost the perfect... I know we lost, but it's almost the perfect... Because you don't have to say anything. Just get them organised, and the players will get themselves up for that game.
And Ray says a comment from Duke today in the Mail saying they've gone back to playing the way what we did when we were winning. Steve Kimberley, Harry speaks slightly better English. The team might actually understand him.
But it's just, like you say, it is just, he's got a group of players, and he's playing the way that those players know how to play, and he's getting the best out of them. It is simple as that.
And Jack Monarchs couldn't have picked a better player to score on Saturday than Grounds. He gets far too much stick. He was excellent.
He does, and he was excellent. You know, he has held his own, and what a big goal just before half time. So yeah, I'm delighted for him to have got the goal.
217 views and 110 shares on tonight's show so far. Thanks, Andrew Cave. Well done. Our audience last week was just under 24,000 people, so that's almost as many as it were at St Andrews.
Yeah, with online as well.
Simon Walker, as much as I agree with the guy who signed the previous manager, it should be strung up. Some praise must be given. Also to whoever at the club went after Harry is exactly what we need. And will be the only reason if we stay up. He won't be the only reason if we stay up, right? Because it's down to 11 guys on the pitch.
Yes.
It's certainly down to the supporters.
But we certainly weren't staying up.
We weren't.
I mean, it's easy to say in hindsight, but can you imagine what we'd have done under the previous manager if we'd have if we'd have missed a penalty and gone down to 10 men? Their heads would have just dropped massively.
Yeah. Heath Burgess, are we not looking at Huddersfield making 10 changes? We have looked at it a little bit earlier in the show. I agree the performance was excellent, but would we have beat their first team? Who knows?
But
who knows?
But it's not you know what is a first team that like I said earlier, that team that we beat on Saturday went to Man City in the FA Cup. So they're more than good enough players to take us on. More than good enough.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm just going to quickly mention, just going back to the awards, there was a young lad, Lewis Mitchell,
yes,
who won the Support of the Season, which was sponsored by Easy Talk. I'll just put a picture up of him. There you go. There's Lewis Mitchell. It's just come up on your screens now, and he was the Support of the Season. Well done, Lewis. Well done, mate.
Excellent. Saturday's game just shows how important the partnership between Morrison and Shopton is. Absolutely couldn't agree with you more, Andy. And there he is. There's Lewis. Nice one. Supporter of the season. And what they do for the defence as a duo. Is Shea going to play, or will his red card stand? George, I've got a feeling the FA won't overturn it.
Or they might put it down to one game. You know, he probably will miss the Bristol City game, but...
Robert Doyle, going back to what we were saying just a few seconds ago, previous manager equaled relegation party last Saturday.
I think so. I think we'd have been the bottom three.
And Jack Monarch says you can only beat what's in front of you. Absolutely right, Jack.
Yeah.
Not a bad word to say against Harry yet from Alfonso. More than could be said for a certain Italian after 2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it, that we were once again, and we've been there so many times, literally at a rock bottom ebb 2.5-3 weeks ago. and look at the calibre of this show tonight, how it's changed, how we're not thinking, no. Most talking like the parody show's going to be.
But I mean, it's important to remember that there's still a game to go, and we have got to go to Bristol City, and ideally win it. You know, if we can go to Bristol City and win and not have to worry about what Brentford and Blackburn do, then great. But you know, that game's still got to be played.
Absolutely.
So, but assuming everything goes well, then it's such a massive uplift.
Adrian Harris says Dan and Johnson were awesome, and I think Shotton and Morrison are equal.
Yeah, I think if you look at the way Dan and Johnson have, especially Johnson, obviously has gone since they split up as a partnership, then they're certainly not as good as they were when they were together at Blues, and the same with Morrison and Shotton. When they're together, they look 10 times the player they are when they're on their own.
Why couldn't the Italian gone a couple of weeks earlier? Well, that's a question you'll never be able to answer, Alison, I'm afraid.
If we'd have had Redknapp for the Rotherham away and Burton at home games, I think we're looking at a much calmer last day of the season.
Callum Patrick says, I am really nervous about Sunday. Callum, can you just tell us how old you are, please, buddy? Just write on the screen just how old you are, mate. Where is Roger Johnson now? Nobody cares. It's gone. Don't know. I haven't got a clue. Blues to draw 1-1 on Saturday, says Ray Hobro. We're into the last 10 minutes of the show, so let's start having your predictions coming. And Callum, don't forget to just let us know just how old you are, buddy. Thank you. Want to go out on a win? Of course we do, Robert. Absolutely we do. Mrs. Brown put the Celtic Rangers tackle on and tell me Adams should be banned. Well, there is that one, because that was just horrendous. 18, right? Callum, you're 18. You're really nervous about Sunday. I'm 56.
Looks like another day.
Looks like old.
It's just,
It looks like
and all I got to say to you, mate, it's just another day in the office. You know what I mean? It's just,
Get used to it, Callum.
You've got a lifetime of it, buddy. Believe me.
It gets worse.
But don't forget, Callum, you'll also have your ups as well. So hopefully, come sort of 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon, as an 18-year-old, you're in the pub having a beer as a celebration and getting ready for the summer. Okay. Mark Potley, 2-1 Blues Sunday. You have to start reading some of these as well.
Yeah. Warren Sterling has also gone 2-1 Blues.
Brian Johnson, Bristol 1 Blues 2.
Mark Potty, 2-1 Blues.
Gary Barnfield, 3-1 Blues. Robert Doyle, 1-0 Blues. Not many defeats.
Cheers, nice one. 56, must have been a long paper round. It was a very long paper round, yeah.
What paper round did you do?
Christmas Day 1961, there you go. Fixtures permitting, Tilton Talk should do 3 away games next season. Get onto it. Dennis, yes, absolutely, couldn't agree with you more. Blues 2-1, George Beasley. Blackburn to lose 3-1. Really, what about Forest, George? What do you think they'll get up to? Because obviously they're in the mix as well. Dan Jones thinks a 1-0 to Bristol.
Benji Smith has said it for quite the last few weeks that it'll be 1-0 with Grounds getting the winner at Bristol City. So
there you go, get a like from
assuming it is, that'll do for me.
Yeah. 2-2 Blues, Blackburn 1-1, Forest 3-1. Forest 3-1 against Ipswich, really.
I can see Forest beating Ipswich.
Can you? They've had a couple of
but
games, haven't they?
I can't see Blackburn beating Brentford.
Did I get many tips on the paper round? No, not a lot, no. It was predominantly always,
So this is your life.
First thing in the morning, 7 o'clock, there was nobody up, and I was doing. I had a paper round and about by Warwick Castle, and all the kids that had paper rounds in the council estates used to get loads of tips, and I used to get very little, and that's why they've got big houses like that.
That's why the rich are rich.
Absolutely. We will lose, but we'll stay up from Dan Jones. Caddis back for the game. Couldn't really see that. I don't know. I agree with what everyone is saying, but if we have a bad start next season at Harry, you can't have it both ways. I wasn't a Zola fan, but the players need to look at themselves if we go down. I think the players perhaps have taken a look at themselves over the last couple of weeks, Heath. And
but they've done the best we could. On Saturday they give their everything on Saturday for the cause.
But that's not it. They've got to do it one more time.
Yeah, they have. Yeah,
and then
they've got to do it for
go away
90,
for the summer and reflect, because we haven't got a clue who's going to be there when we come back. And then they've got to do it for every single damn game next season, because what we've seen this season hasn't, or certainly for a large chunk of it, has not been good enough.
Yeah.
Is Eamon Andrews in the background with his says
you're like he's about to come in. That's the 9 o'clock show.
You do a good Scottish accent.
Dave Moore 2-0 Blues, Forest 3-1. He's going for 3-1 Forest again, and Blackburn 2-2. Don't forget the man in charge at Brentford is a Viler.
Yeah, I don't think that makes any difference. I think Brentford will beat Blackburn. I'm confident.
You're confident?
Yeah.
Absolutely confident. Okay.
I am.
Where's time gone again? Big game Saturday, lovelies. Can I just add, please, if you're travelling down to Bristol, and certainly if you're going around Weston-super-Mare, you're representing Birmingham City Football Club, please be on your best behaviour. Do not get yourselves into any bother. And can I also ask that the individual that was throwing firecrackers into the ground on Saturday, at Saturday's game, and I believe one of them to have hit a small child. Again, no confirmation, but this is just things that I've seen and read. Can I ask that you just don't bother coming? Huh?
Well, we don't need you.
I don't need you, don't I?
We don't need them.
I've never thrown a firecracker. I've never thrown anything at a football ground. Oh, yeah, I've thrown the ball back once.
Not a toilet roll.
Square on the
What
back
about a toilet roll?
I think I was stood with Dennis at the time.
Ah.
Oh, it didn't half it came sharp. Always got me back to it. And
Yeah.
Of course, when you don't realise
Your
it's coming.
tender age as well.
Well, yes, absolutely. They're very young, 56. And the young lady that I took down to the Blues the other day, you probably saw a photo of Courtney, that's Sharon's granddaughter. She was sitting next to me on my left-hand side, and we were behind where they were doing the shooting practice. And I literally saved her life because it was going full square onto her face, and I just managed to get my hand up onto it, and it bent my wrist right back, and it was killing me all game, but I daren't say anything to her.
Pete Taylor says I threw a wobbly when Duke missed that penalty.
Dennis says I whacked him so hard I'm still laughing. Dear me. Yeah, Shane Patrick needs banning for life, needs sorting out and taking out of the game completely. That's one of my quotes.
We'll have to keep that Alex Cope question for the next one. Favourite past player, favourite player present.
Yeah.
We'll have to keep that one for the next week's show.
Yeah. Who's put that one down?
Alex Cope.
Alex, if you could mention that at the start of next week's show, that would be absolutely brilliant.
Pin
And we'll make a point of doing that for you, buddy. No problem at all. Right, only good set pieces Gardner took all season. What a penalty!
Yeah, well, if that's the one that keeps us up, then magnificent.
And Brett Stanley once caught a Dennis Chewett free kick. Well done to you. Congratulations for that one. Right, okay, good show, guys. Thanks again, Mark. Thanks. No, it's about you guys. It's about you wonderful people out there. We do it for you. It's not about what we do here. It's not. It's without you, we ain't nothing. What happened to the all-time Blues 1 to 11? We could do that at the end as well, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Well,
I think, have we got a guest coming in next week?
We've got a guest next week.
We have got a guest next week, a very special guest. Can we announce who it is?
Yeah.
The wonderful Brian Dick from the Birmingham Mail is coming in next week. The last show with him was an absolute cracker. I'm sure next week is going to be so. Are we also going to try and organise something after the
Well, unfortunately, the cup will run out of time to have him in before the cup final.
The ladies, yeah.
I don't know whether we could have him on the phone, maybe, on next week's show for 10 minutes or so.
We're all set up for a phone,
right?
Phone
Or is there another evening we could do like I don't know,
a special?
A special, an hour special, 40-minute special, something like that.
We'll try and get one, yeah.
All right, okay, we'll give that some thoughts. Great guest, good stuff. Yeah, he is a great guest. He speaks, very highly of the Blues, and
he knows his stuff.
He does know his stuff very well.
So a little bit of a season review. Hopefully a positive one end to the season review next week.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Elizabeth Halfpenny, let's win it for Mark. Absolutely.
Yep, let's do it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what we also do. We dedicate the whole show to Mark and his family. And of course, we never ever want to hear things like this, but unfortunately, they do happen from time to time.
Nathan Cox, Mark was my teacher, and what a teacher he was.
That's him. So Mark Gaines, rest in peace, mate. It puts the show into perspective, it puts football into perspective, it puts everything into perspective.
I'm sure we'll be smiling down on Ashton Gate on Sunday.
The whole of the show tonight is dedicated to yourself and your family. Bless you. Don't forget, guys, if you're there Saturday, keep right on to the that ready. Sing your hearts out. Please, please, please come back safe and sound and behave. Do not discredit the football club. Take care.
Good night.